Welcome to the Man Up channel. I am your host, Bob Buckland, and with me again today is John Font.
Hello.
And returning special guest, Beth Buckland.
Hello.
And today we are going to be continuing our talk on everything superheroes that we all know and grown up with and loved. And today's topic, if you guys haven't heard, is this new Wonder Woman 1984 Reimagine.
Yes. Back in making van art popular again.
Inside joke, we'll get to that later. But if you guys haven't seen this new Wonder Woman, I would suggest you guys take a look. You can find her on Twitter, because if you Google her, more than likely you're going to have to dig to find her. But she was redesigned by Robin Eisenberg. And if you see now, she is no longer the slim fit, attractive superhero that we all have known for many, many years, but now is this alienish looking person. Would that be a good way to describe it?
Yeah, I mean, she has purple skin, and the lady even said she was using alien design with the galaxy hair.
That with the little bit chubbier features and the not so great appeal.
I mean, she has a lot less detail. She kind of looks like a Simpsons character. Just with the amount of detail. I think Marge Simpson may have more detail than this Wonder Woman drawing.
I can tell you right now that Marge is definitely hotter.
Yeah, okay.
We all know from listening to the show how I feel about reimagining my superheroes, supervillains, whatever. Even as not so much of a DC fan, I'm still a comic book fan, and this still irritates me. I mean, for someone that's not a huge comic book nerd, I mean, how do you guys feel about it?
Well, I feel like we don't need to reimagine them, because when you fall in love with a character, you fall for them, how they are. I mean, why do we have to reimagine them?
I understand if you have to start a new actor because the other actor gets old or something to that effect, or
which is totally, cool. Start a new one. Cool.
And the same's true somewhat with the art, but you still need to keep the similar character.
Not completely change them.
No, I mean, we agree with you. We've had 3 different Spider-Man. We all know who the best Spider-Man is. Right? We're all aboard that it's Tobey Maguire. Yeah.
He's the only one that I've ever watched all of them from. So.
Oh, really?
I never even watched the second ones. But, yeah, he was definitely the best one. With great power comes great responsibility.
Yes.
That was pounded into our heads as children.
It was. It was a magical moment for all us, and we're all kind of tired of Uncle Ben having to die again and again and again.
Poor Uncle Ben.
Right? Heck, he didn't even make it into the last Spider-Man movie. He's just
At
kind
least
of a
it wasn't
side
like
note.
Star Wars where they both died and got burned by stormtroopers. When the ever-wise Jedi said, "Only Imperial stormtroopers are so precise." But yeah, then Twitter really took to this and wrote lots of very incredibly mean things, not only about the redesign, but also just straight about the artist in general, and said that they had a better idea of that. Bob might post some of those up here, but we found some really interesting redesigns that looked rather interesting. And Twitter just really ripped into her. I'm not even going to say
I feel like that is also a point of body shaming. Like, if you're going to take one character and completely flip it to something else.
It is. New SJW with the cancel culture, they don't want to accept that you're allowed to feel beautiful and fit and in shape. It's because that's not what their side looks like. And if you don't look like the way they want to, well, then it's...
So pretty much they're throwing a hissy fit.
More or less.
I think they're trying to follow an agenda that doesn't necessarily think that they're fantastic.
No, I've been on the Twitter page on DC Nation, And I've been reading quite a few of their comments, and a lot of it's on the same narrative as like, if this is what you're giving us, we're out.
Yeah.
And I don't
that was
blame
really
them
what a
at
lot of
least.
people have said. And some people really got on DC just saying, really shut this embarrassment of a company down. They have no respect for the characters nor the audience. License out the characters to people that actually care. And I think that can be really true. You know, I think a lot of the people that were really fans and that got the whole comic book things going have really kind of faded out. And the people, I think that was the biggest thing with Star Wars. Like, there were so many people that have been studying the movies for 10 years that when something new came out, even the ones directed by George Lucas, they were like, these are not as good as the originals. But I still think that George Lucas at the time cared about the movies, and now you just have a big corporate machine that runs it and pumps out Star Wars movies. And they don't necessarily care about the congruency of the story or whatever. They're just too busy making money.
Yeah, and that's what it's coming down to. Is like, oh, I can make money off of this. But I feel like this one is... I mean, our daughter loves Wonder Woman. And I guarantee you she loves her because of her power and the way she fights.
Oh, absolutely. I've watched a lot of the DC animated movies, and I feel that's more of a true representation of Wonder Woman. And you just see the way that she acts, especially with the younger girls, and how she wants to keep empowering them and make sure that they are the strong warriors and not become victims. She's truly someone to look up to. I would absolutely love to buy some of these older Wonder Woman comics for any young girl getting into comics.
I think that's why we all read comics to some extent, to be empowered and to look at people who are, you know, who have choices to make. And a lot of comics, they make the good choices. They make, you know, Superman, you never questioned whether he was going to fight Lex Luthor or fight evil or jump into the burning building or whatever it was. It was never a question, you know. And even with Batman, like, he was going to neutralize the problem and he may go back to his Batcave and stew over what happened, but he was always going to fight for justice. And I think that was the same thing with Wonder Woman. You always expected her to fight for justice, and that was her main goal, as opposed to fight for social justice.
Wrong kind of justice.
Let's kick some butt. Maybe that's why our daughter loves her. She's just like, shut up, let's go kick some butt.
That sounds about right.
Right?
Oh, here, let me ask you a question here real quick, Beth. Is if we would flip the script on this, and we all know that you are a huge Ryan Reynolds fan, and you absolutely love him in the Deadpool movies. Okay?
Most of his movies, yeah.
All right, specifically Deadpool movies, okay?
Okay.
Now, with the third movie coming out, let's say we replace Ryan Reynolds with Jack Black. Are you still going to be that excited about it? Seeing Jack Black run around in the scarlet, like, leather, super tight spandex.
Now, I'm still a Jack Black fan, you know, but I don't... Because even in comic books, when you see Deadpool...
Like in Deadpool 1, where he has that nude fight scene, and now it's Jack Black in it instead of Ryan Reynolds. And you see all of Jack Black's goodness all just bouncing up and down. Are you still happy about that movie?
I'm not saying I wouldn't go see it, but I don't know if I'd be excited as I am for Ryan Reynolds. To be fair, I like him in Turbo, and The Crude, so I don't know if I can really...
Right, but that's because you've seen Ryan Reynolds, you know what he looks like, and when you close your eyes during Turbo and hear that snail talk, you can still see Ryan Reynolds, and it gets you going up over 200 miles an hour.
Well, he does have a sexy voice. as neither of the guys say anything.
Well, we're not necessarily disagreeing with you, but, there's a lot of people, hopefully a lot of people listening to this.
It's very identifiable.
Very-
But I think also along with the fighting and encouraging us to be a better image of ourselves, I think the same thing's true with most superheroes' physical countenance, in the sense of Deadpool is a physical representation of maybe male perfection or so on and so forth, or it would be. And I believe that those things are things that you can work toward. And some is just all kinds of art, whether it be cartoons or otherwise, can be disproportionate because they're cartoons.
Right.
They're allowed to be.
That's the whole object.
Well, exactly. Is we want our comic books to be an escape. Is we don't want to have to read reality, else we would pick up the newspaper. Is we want our comic books to be what we want it to be.
And listen, it doesn't matter how you changed it in the comic books. I guarantee you we will never see that cosplay.
Oh, absolutely.
No. Because people don't want to be that.
No, they don't want to be that.
No, before the COVID and after it's all over, is we were going to conventions at least once a month. At least, and that's even lowballing it. And I promise you, we will never see this 1984 Wonder Woman walking around the con floor.
No, because when you see cosplayers, they go as somebody that they want to be. And that Wonder Woman, nobody wants to be a big bluish gray blob running around. They want to be the empowered Wonder Woman. They want people to go, "Oh, you're Wonder Woman. That's such a cool outfit. Can I take a picture?" They're not gonna, when they see that, they're gonna be like, "What's wrong with that chick?
Why did she paint herself purple?
Why is she a weird color?"
Well, this comic book is supposed to come out 3 days before the DCEU's live-action Wonder Woman 1984. And I promise you, we were going to see all kinds of Wonder Woman outfits based on that movie, and nothing is going to pop up from this comic book.
Yeah.
It's going to be forgotten. It's all going to be lost. And
well, the actress that got to play her, Gal Gadot, doesn't look anything like that.
No. You know what? It's, as far as DC movies goes, I liked Wonder Woman. It was a pretty good movie. It wasn't a great movie, but it's a pretty good movie for DC.
Movie.
And you know what? She has been like the embodiment of Wonder Woman since she put on that outfit. She has been amazing in that role, and I look forward to seeing her next movies.
Yeah, she was an amazing Wonder Woman. I think that's where Lily really was like, "I love her. I want to be her." And we're like, "Cool." I'm a Captain America fan, and I was like, "This is just a Captain America movie." So I did not care for it.
Wonder America Woman.
I was like, I watched the whole thing, and I'm like, why are we just watching Captain America as a girl?
Right.
Because we liked it.
No, because Chris Evans.
You know what? You got the scene when Chris Evans comes out all topless. We were... you know what? We're not making that joke.
The helicopter scene is better.
The helicopter scene was better.
I just don't see a reason of needing to body shame anything.
We don't, but like we were talking before, if they do want to introduce this kind of body type, body style into the comic book world, it's, I'm not against it. I just don't want the character we already have and know and love to have to suffer because they need representation in everything.
Right.
Now,
someone's just crush and smash your hopes and dreams and heroes. That's all.
Yeah, who you already love,
Right. So I think that's part of it, is that not even necessarily getting representation, but also just smashing and crushing your hopes and dreams.
Oh, absolutely.
This person? Good, let's just destroy it.
I know you guys are joking, but
no,
it sounds
Does it sound like we're joking? We didn't mean to. Anyways,
So,
back to what you were saying.
Yep. This is the part where we come up with our own scenarios. That is honestly better than what these big major corporations have been doing. Here's the one that I came up with that honestly sounds pretty feasible. But we got this superhero lady. We'll call her superhero lady for her superhero
I love
name.
That name. You're so good at naming.
Oh, I know, right?
It was fun.
But we're going to say that she was a superhero lady. You know, into her 20s, she gave it up. She walked away from it when she started a family. Life was good for her. Life was going great. 15 years down. She got 3 kids. They're all in school. Living the American dream. But then it happens. Bum, bum, bum. You know what? School shooting, school bomb threat. You know what? It's a little dark, yes, but you know what? It's the times we live in now. So she has to don her superhero apparel again to go in to save her kids.
You're saying it's dark, but you're also like trying to get across the point of like it's threatening her babies.
Oh yes, that's the only reason why she's coming out of retirement right now. Is because they're threatening her babies and Mama Bear's on the attack.
And let's face it, Mama Bear is gonna totally come out.
But here's where things get the kicker: is she realized that she misses being a superhero after she saves the day, and she wants to continue it. But now she doesn't have her in shape 20-year-old body anymore. But now she has her mom body with the mommy pouch that
never goes away.
And I think this could be fun here because yes, she's a superhero. She tries to put on her superhero outfit, and we all remember the trailers from The Incredibles when Mr. Incredible was trying to put on his belt buckle and it fires off and breaks a light. You know, kind of the same thing. She looks around and sees all the new love handles and stuff, and she's like, no. Oh, God, no. This ain't happening.
So that's just where you make a whole new outfit, which, hello, we all love.
Kind of like a year one story here. And you know what? It'd be completely viable then, because then you have someone that you can relate with that's really just an average looking person as with superpowers that wants to get back into the superhero lifestyle. You know what? It might be worth a read.
Oh, I would read it.
Like we were talking about earlier, I think they did a lot with that with Elastigirl being at home and yeah, the first thing I typed in Mrs. Incredible, and the first, you know how it tells you all the different searches that they do on Google. The first thing that came up was Mrs. Incredible's thighs. So I think they are endorsing more normal per se looking superheroes in general, but I don't know if it's a trend that's going to necessarily stick. Wonder Woman is not a place to start.
Definitely
She's almost
not.
like a demigod. Kind of
Yeah,
like
and she's supposed
Superman.
to be awesome looking,
Right.
not blah.
Just like Thor. Unless he drinks
He
too
was
much
pretty.
beer.
Drinks too much.
What's the only thing that can slay Thor? Budweiser. The king of beers. But I agree with you. I think that would be something that would be a viable solution.
I'm a very strong believer that we don't have to change what we have already. It's back to the whole Miles Morales thing. It's you can introduce new characters and you can make people fall in love with them. You just got to do it the right way. And with
never
this
heard a person
Wonder
say
Woman
they don't
redesign,
like it.
it is not the right way of doing it.
Yeah.
Yep, so I think we can all agree that we like our superheroes to be the way or along the same path that we grew up with. I mean, that's who we fell in love with. That's who we want to keep. And with this new, I don't want to say redesign, but with this new woke culture that is killing everything, I think it's just pretty much a bad idea.
Yeah, it's just bad all the way around. I don't think it makes anybody happy necessarily.
Yeah. You want a so type of a character, make a new one.
Right? Or
Not reimagine our old characters that we love.
Yep. And with that, DC, if you need help imagining things, you can always reach out to the Man Up channel. Once again, I am your host, Bob Buckland, and we will catch you later.
Peace.